Well, a very good day to you. The Great War is over and we've made a huge leap forward in technology, let me tell you that. I and my family are one of the lucky few to have electricity in the house. Oh yes, there's only about 6% of the population at this time that does have electricity. And let me introduce you to the lighting circuit, the lighting circuit, that's it, circuit. The chap explained it to me. Oh, well, of course, it'd only operate under my supervision. I wouldn't let my wife Fanny operate this machinery. But briefly to explain, it's known as knob and tube wiring. And let me tell you, there's nothing funny about the word knob at this time. But here we are. This is the Fusée box. That's a safety device. And here the chap wrapped the cable in insulation, and then through the joists of my house, there is the cable. They pulled it taut and then wrapped it round the knob and then re-insulated it just where it's necessary. It's marvelous. I'm going to switch it on now. You'll find it's hard to believe. Look at this. And you know that lamp will last as long as 2 months. It's marvellous, it's marvellous. The fuse box. Now, let me explain that. It's very convenient because you can see the fuse. The fuse wire goes right across the front, so you can quite plainly see it. And these wires that you normally wouldn't see, they're under my joists in my house, of course, and these are the live as well. Now, the light is off at the moment, so you will see light on, light off. These wires would usually go behind the architrave around the door frame, but they're quite safe because the electricity is off. Well, a very good day to you. Welcome to the 1930s. A man smokes a pipe because it's good for his health. I personally don't put any tobacco in it because it's strictly for making a point. Now listen to me, you see the effect? Well, we've made a huge leap forward from that chap in the 1920s. We're now in the 1930s. And there you can see there's been a huge leap forward in domestic appliances. This is the latest technology. This is for the Memsab, Margaret. She can do her ironing and simply plug it in to the lighting. So it doesn't just do lighting now. You just plug the iron in and away she goes. She's happy from the kettle. No more putting a kettle on the stove. Oh no, it's all electricity. Now you just plug the kettle in and away that goes. We call it the tingly kettle because you yes, you do get a little tingle of it because there is only 2 wires going in. They're talking about recommendation of earthing. What the hell do we need earthing for? I'm not about to throw away all my domestic appliances just because they're not earth. I said to the chap, well, what's the benefit of earthing? Why, he says, it's safer. But does the appliance work any better? Does the kettle boil water faster? Oh no, he says, it's just that it's safer. Well, I'm quite happy with my electrical installation, thank you very much. And this is the marvellous thing. You see, this is all our domestic appliances. Even the clock is electric. And if I wish to retire, well, the Mensab, she can go up to the bedroom and let idle hands, the devil finds work for those. So what she can do is simply unplug her iron and she can iron away in the comfort of the bedroom. Look, there's another socket by the light switch and lighting in the bedroom as well. That chap, the lighting was on the wall. We want lights in the centre of the room. We don't want to have to take all our appliances off the light in the centre of the room. Can you imagine wires hanging everywhere? No. Much more convenient from a central point. And we've made huge advances in the fuse board, if you please. There's the fuse board. There it is. Still on DC, so it's fuses for the live cable and fuses for the neutral cable. No exposed wires across the front of them. Never heard such a thing in my life. Look, there's the safety fuse. You simply take it off and we have super safety asbestos lining, the new material that's making huge changes in industry. So, we're a lot more safer now in the 1930s. I can't see how we'll get any further than this. We've reached the height of technology. Well, thank God for the 30s. Well, here we are in the 1940s. And again, a huge leap forward. Of course we needed earthing. All right, we've not got round to changing all our appliances yet, but that will come in time. We've still got the tingly kettle. It gives heaps of fun. It's a laugh, the kids love it. And we've still, the irons have made a huge leap forward. I mean, that is, compared to the previous one, look at that. That is technology, that is. And we've got many more appliances. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? A toaster. It makes beautiful toast, that, all through electricity. Yep. And the wiring has come on leaps and bounds. I mean, we still have everything from the lights, of course. Yes, everything's powered from the lighting. But that's come on. Look at this. Look at that. And that switches that on and off. But I can switch this from two places. Simply a live cable comes down behind the bed and there we can switch it from either position. Look at that. And if you've run out of sockets for your appliances, well, you just stick more in. Up and up it goes. And because we've got earthing, we've got not wooden fuse boxes, but metal fuse boxes, cast iron. There's the earth, very proud of that. And that goes on to a huge leap forward in technology, lead covered cable. And that is your earth. It carries the earth, well, all the way through. Well, not all the way through. It doesn't actually go to your appliances because it stops there. But we're getting there, And yes, I think we've made a huge leap forward. But most of all, look at this. Everyone has now got a wireless in their home. Isn't it marvellous? It gives hours of entertainment, hours. Let's see what's on.
Nowadays, you put a record on, you go away for a fortnight's holiday. When you come back, it's still playing. But I mean,
Yes, he really is that old. But anyway, what more can I tell you about Doris? They've not had a daylight raid for ages. That must be a false alarm. Yeah, it must be. They've not raided in the day for ages. Anyway, nothing to worry about. What was I saying? I was getting back to this. Yes, the marvellous technology. The radio brings us hours of entertainment. And as you can see, the leap forward in electrical appliances, in safety. Look how safe that is. Doris, get under the stairs. It'll be all right. Well, welcome to the 1950s. And once again, we've made a huge leap forward in technology. I mean, we've still got lamps and all that coming off the lighting. Why not? Look, lovely light. Just switch it on from there, lamp comes on. But look now, no more coal fires. We've got electric heating. And because it's all metal, we've gone on to earthing. Of course you need earthing. And we've got 3-pin sockets. And look at this. There's the electric fire. You just push the button, out the plug comes, and there is the plug for the fire. Marvellous stuff. We've still got lamps, but they came round to my house and said, Mr. Simpson, you need an earth, but you're miles from anywhere else, so we haven't got an earth. So I said, well, what do we do then? This is ingenious. This device here, what they do is that allows me not to have an earth. I'm just as safe. It's still lead cable on the lighting, of course, but now it's going to most accessories. But more importantly, we've got an earth on the power sockets. And if anything goes awry, then that trips out like so. You simply reset it, and there we go. Earth, current, operated, circuit, I don't know. He says to me, he says, I said, where's this wire going? He says, oh, well, that goes to a stake in your garden, he said. I said, I might not know a lot about electricity, but I know damn well it doesn't grow in the garden. But apparently that makes this work. I don't know, gets nutriments from the ground or something. Oh, I don't know. But the huge leap forward is this cable. We'll all be on it soon. No more lead cable. This is rubber. Of course it's the best insulator. It's rubber. And it's 3-core. So there's no earth outside of the cable. It's within it. Ha, marvellous. That, being rubber, will probably last for centuries. And this, I'm rather proud of this. Look at this. Everyone has got used to having square switches. Look at this now. Round switches, sorry. Look at this now. This is a square switch. I don't know many people that have got that. Yes, I truly think we can't make any more of an advance than we have in the 1950s. But I'm saving the best till last. We're one of the few families in the street that has this little beauty. A television set. Oh yes. I bought it second hand and it was made in 1952. There's no transmitter at the moment, so we don't get much on it. But when the transmitter comes, there'll be a feast of entertainment on that. We'll be gathering round a variety of programmes, watching the BBC, people actually moving, and you don't have to go to the picture house to see it. It's in your very living room. Well, I don't see how any more advanced we can get. Welcome to the 60s. Well, we've made a huge leap forward in technology. Yes, we've got appliances. Yes, we've got power sockets. Yes. But we've got a safety fuse board now. There's your fuses, colour coded, so that you know which goes where, and one will not fit into another one. So it stops loading up a fuse wire and all this sort of thing. We're using, for power, we're using 7029 PVC, and for lighting, 3029 PVC. They're talking about going metric. I can't see it myself. I think we'll stick with Imperial. Yes, there it is. The first Wilex fuse board. Very, very safe indeed. Well, welcome to the 1970s, man. We've made huge leaps forward in technology. Yes, we did go metric. and that's 16 mil and a separate earth. But more importantly, look at how the fuse board has changed. Now we've got cartridge fuses in there, so you can't put extra fuse wire and all that in there. It's all contained in there. You have to get another cartridge fuse. So the 1970s are an exciting time. We're getting square pin sockets, no more round pin. And as for the rubber cable from that previous guy, this is a mains cable in rubber. Look at the state of it. So it's a good job we're changing everything to PVC, polyvinyl chloride, in metric, with ring final circuits, which the chap forgot to mention in the 50s because they was introduced in 1946, and now they're a marvellous thing. So welcome and goodbye from the 1970s. So welcome to the 1980s, and we've made huge leaps forward in technology. We're slightly converting this, we're in the middle of converting from the old cartridge fuses. People still put fuse wire in them onto new circuit breakers. You can't fiddle those. They won't swap around, they're brilliant. Circuit breakers, they're the future. And you'll notice, just a minute. Yeah. No, sell. Buy more Blockbuster. Yeah. Water, yeah, I'd like to get into water, but they're still publicly owned. What are you talking about? Bottled water. You want me to sell bottled water? Water that you can get out of a tap. And people are going to buy it in bottles. Sebastian, you're losing it. Anyway, where was I? Yes, in the 80s, bonding is the king. If we have an old saying, if it's metal and it doesn't move, bond it. Yes, in a bathroom, we bond under the bath. We bond the radiator. We bond under the basin. We bond metal window frames. Oh yes, you can't beat a bit of bonding. And this is the future. I can't see how we're going to develop any further in safety. So, welcome to the 1990s, and we've made huge leaps. You've heard it before. Okay, so this is the next stage in wireless. Okay, so what we've got is a super safety device. It's called an RCD, a residual current device. You don't need loads of current flowing in a short space of time. The RCD recognises a trickle. It's super safe, and we've got an RCD protecting the whole installation. Okay, when there's a fault, the whole house goes off, but it's a small price to pay for safety. I don't see how we're going to advance any further than we are in the 1990s. So, welcome to the early 2000s, and we've made huge, I can't be bothered. So here we are, there's the latest wireless. Now, one RCD, of course the whole house is going to go off. This is the future, a split load board, so that if the RCD goes off, it only takes out the upstairs lights and the downstairs sockets, and if the other RCD goes off, it takes the downstairs lights and the upstairs sockets. It's that simple. I don't see how we can advance any further than we have now. Super safe. So here we are in modern times, modern days, and we're right up. We can't go surely any further in technology. So there we are, there's the board. Okay, so yes, it's a different make of AFDD, but we couldn't get wireless. But anyway, we're loaded with RCBOs for every circuit, not just for a group of circuits, and an arc fault detection device that detects arcs that have got very little current in them, so we're super safe. And surge protection against any transit or lightning or whatever. So surely, I don't think we could go any further in safety than we have. What about convenience? Have we advanced that much in convenience? When electricity first came about, it was a revolution. It freed people up. It freed their time up. It made the installations much easier to use. Life was simpler. So if you want to see the next stage from this, then click on this link and inquire about becoming an electrician, or look at our exciting courses on home automation, the future.